Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Keto living is the life for me. Coffee, cooking, and recipes. Spending my days with my doggies. So be a sport. Set your alarm for Wednesdays for the
Happy
Warden's
Wednesday.
Report.
Welcome to the Warden Report. So glad that you're here, and thank you for watching this week and every week. And if you are new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It helps our channel. We're trying to get to that 2,000 mark so we can do a huge giveaway. And we're just love doing this. Like, we truly enjoy having a YouTube channel, and we enjoy getting to meet so many of you and spending time with all of you. Just so many wonderful people in this community, and I'm just thankful every single day. So today, Wednesday, I've got this cute mug that Renee, the #1 groupie, gave me a couple of years ago. And it's still one of my favorite mugs. It's a nice wide mouth mug. And I am, normally Heath makes me a pour over every day in my Chemex, which she also got me. And today though, I told him don't make it. I was thinking I'll just drink water today, which I did drink 20 ounces of water already. But I was like, you know what? I have not had an espresso in forever. So I made me the peppermint pinwheel Nespresso pod, and that's what's in here. And I just put a little pat of butter at the bottom, so while it was brewing, then it hopefully melted most of that butter. And yeah, so I'm just enjoying this. It smells amazing, y'all. Just the smell is terrific. I love it. And also, if you are an espresso fan, they just released their pumpkin. So maybe next week I'll order some of that. Gotta stock up on the pumpkin while I can. But I did sprinkle on this some of my pumpkin spice mix. So at least it has that on here. Sam's he's been like all hyper today. Like the temperature goes down a little bit. It's not 3 digits and he's just ready to play all day. So yeah. That's what's going on in my life. Thought I would show you this. And it's afternoon, and I'm having my first cup of coffee. Is anyone else doing that, waiting at least 90 minutes before you have your first cup of coffee? And if you have been, have you noticed a difference? Because I want to hear your feedback on if you found that was beneficial or not. So I will update you as things go along. Got a grocery delivery from Sprouts today. They had free delivery through Labor Day. But when I was looking for some kombucha, which they have a pretty decent kombucha brand. I'll show you that in a little bit. But I saw this. This is Kavita. So if you can tell from the name, any guesses what it's from? They actually use water kefir grains, y'all. So this is a water kefir soda. And, oh, they use stevia to sweeten this. But here's the nutrition. So 3 total carbs. And that's probably, let's see here. Yeah, not even sure. I guess some of the extracts or flavors. But it's a live probiotics, which is good. This is lemon cayenne. I also got a strawberry acai, which sounds really good. And then let me show you this other part. And I think these were on sale at Sprouts right now for this week. Don't quote me. There you go. And I like it's a nice glass bottle, which of course, because you don't want it to bust on you, as it is, you know, sparkling soda. So some people have said that to kind of break their diet soda or soda habit, they would drink these water kefirs and also the kombucha. And if you do that, it says that it actually changes your gut biome to where you break that habit with soda. So just something to consider. A good option. What do you think? Have you ever tried these? Over there is Sam's spot, right? Heath's not off work yet, so I was on YouTube answering all of the comments on the Warden Report. Thank y'all so much. I love it. So I'm just relaxing now, and I was sitting back, and this little stink pot climbed over here to me. Oh, look, he's like, no, you're supposed to pet me, Mom. Grabbing my hand. I don't know. What are you doing, Sam? He's like right here in my lap. Is this your favorite spot in my lap? Are you camera shy? Sam. Oh, you're pulling my hair now. You camera shy? Oh, okay. Goodness, so demanding. Who do you get that from? Look, is it paw right here on my arm? Such a silly boy. You're just so silly. And he's so needy, right? Right. It's Thursday already. How are y'all doing? Hope everything is going great. It's Friday Eve. What do you got planned for the weekend? Or what did you do last weekend, right? Today is our official 10-year anniversary. I know we've been talking about it forever. Part of me is just like, 10 years. Now, those of you that have been married 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years, I mean, that's awesome. I'm just like 10 years, like it's just hard for my mind to grasp it. So if you have been married 20, 30, 40, 50 plus years, was it hard? Like when you celebrated those big milestones, the ones ending in 0, right? Was it hard for you to be like, wow, I've been, 30 years with this person? Someone commented last week, and I love it. They were like, they say it's not a 30-year anniversary, it's 30 years without a fatality. But just let me know, like, is it hard to, is it still like, or is it, do you get to a point where you're like, oh yeah, it's another anniversary. Yeah, I've been with them forever. I'm just curious, because for like Heath and I know he feels the same way, it's like, it's like this double edge. Like, I feel like I've known him forever, even though technically I haven't, right? But I feel like I've known him forever. Like, it's hard to remember a time when he wasn't there, because even times before Heath, I'm like, but I feel like Heath was there. Does that make sense? And then at the same token, it feels like I just met him. Like, can't already be 10 years. I feel like we just got married. Anybody else feel that way? Like, I'm just curious. So, yes, today is officially our 10-year, like, oh, I just still, 10 years? It's so weird. So what do I have planned tonight? Because Heath gets off later. I'm going to, cook dinner so it'll be ready when he gets off. And I am making beef fillets. So we went to H-E-B and we picked out the nice fancy beef fillets. And then I also have pork belly, which I'm thinking the pork belly, I'm going to do kind of an Asian flair to it. So I'm going to make like an Asian marinade, and I'll probably throw that in the marinade today, like at lunch. So it can sit there in that and then fry it up tonight. And then on the side, I'm making asparagus. Asparagus is a great prebiotic. And then also like a little side salad. And so, yes, super excited about that tonight. But I feel like when you do a beef fillet, like when I do ribeyes, they're just so big that a lot of times I can't even finish them. And it's just so much protein. So if you followed any length of time, I have noticed with me, if I eat too much protein, I pack on the weight for a few days. Whereas if I keep it at the higher fat, like between 75 and 80%, my body handles it better. So I find that doing beef fillets is a better option than doing the ribeyes, as far as that's concerned. So, anyways, the other thing I was going to bring up, well, there's two things. Here's my talking points, right? So, I have my coffee. See, look, it's that mug. And last week, I talked about the Bulletproof Pumpkin Spice Creamer. And I was like, I just don't know. Well, today, when I made it, now I did add a tablespoon of Kerrygold butter. Well, the Aldi Kerrygold. But I added a tablespoon of that. Then I did a heaping scoop of the creamer. Now, the instructions say a scoop per 8 ounce of coffee. Well, this is always a 16 ounce coffee. And so I was just, because some things, if it's too sweet, I can't handle it. So I just kind of was, I started with a half scoop, and then I kind of went up to 3/4 of a scoop, and I was still like, I don't know. Today I did a nice heaping scoop, and it is much better. So there's the trick, I guess. I'm sure they tested it out, right? This multi-million-dollar company probably spent some R&D on the exact amount you should have per cup. So maybe that's why it should be that way. So I did find with the 16 ounces of coffee plus a tablespoon of butter plus a heaping scoop, it is very much like a pumpkin spice latte. And I say latte because to me the butter gives it that creaminess. And in fact, after I put it in the Vitamix to mix it all together, and then once it's settled, it actually had a nice foam on top. I should have recorded it, but I didn't have my phone with me. Had a nice foam on top. So very creamy. And the flavor, it is sweeter, of course, but it's still not like, sickly sweet. But it just has that, like what I remember a pumpkin spice latte. Like if I went to Starbucks to get one of those, which you can't get them sugar-free, because the only sugar-free flavor Starbucks has is vanilla. Lame. But anyhow, it's the pumpkin spice I remember getting when I would get that at Starbucks. Just that kind of nice pumpkin-y flavor to it, and then that creaminess. And that's definitely in this. So I'm enjoying it. So yeah, I highly recommend that. And I know it is a new release for them. So I don't know how much they have or what have you. I think they just, it's like a seasonal flavor. So yeah, I'm just excited. Life is going great, y'all. I'm just so happy. And speaking of that, so if you're new here, I've been doing a lot of fermented foods. I kind of started with kefir. Love, love, love my kefir. Been making my kefir, and I've been noticing for a while I was doing 24 hours. As I say, up to 24 hours. But I noticed that it was separated between the whey and the curds, which that's fine. It's still good kefir. You just have to mix it up. But I was like, well, to me, it wasn't too sour, which that's what could happen. So if it separates into whey and curds, it might have a more sour note to it. So what I've been doing is it's been going at about 14 to 16 hours. And I then strain it so where it's just got that thickness. So it hasn't actually separated yet. Like there's a little tiny bit at the very bottom, but mostly it's not. And the flavor's perfect. It's nice and tangy. So that's what I've been drinking. Then with the kefir, I went on to other fermented foods. And I actually found out about kefir from Dr. Mindy Pelz, because she talks about things to incorporate in what you're eating, right? So, and I would say with Dr. Mindy Pelz, she calls her ketobiotic, right? So she feels like, yeah, do keto, but you need to have these probiotic and prebiotic foods. And I'm kind of leaning more towards that. I think there is very much a benefit to having these fermented foods. And the more I'm learning from others, the more it seems to make sense. And I have noticed, like with me personally, since I started incorporating kefir and other fermented foods, because I know some of you are concerned about the carb counts, I can tell you, like even when I've been doing kombucha this week, my weight has not gone up. If anything, it goes down. And I don't have that feeling of, if you are ever a diabetic, you could tell when like your blood sugar's going up. That's not happened. And y'all notice from my thing, like I've incorporated a good amount of fermented foods. And with my coach, so Samantha Souza is my coach, every Thursday I have to check in, give updates. I can tell you in the last, I would say it's been about 8 weeks since I started doing the kefir. Somebody go back and check for me. But anyways, I've noticed that my weight is pretty much consistently going down. Now, one week it went up, and that was the week when I was really sick. And I think it was because I was taking the NyQuil, DayQuil combo. That probably did something, and just being sick. But then immediately the next week, I dropped all of it plus. And so my weight has consistently been decreasing. My measurements, because I also have to measure every Thursday, has consistently been like, again today, not much, but 1/4 of an inch off of my lower belly. Last week, it was a 1/2 inch off my lower belly. It's like consistently things are going down. And I've been with my coach for a couple years now, and we have tried so much, because when I first met her, I was like, oh no, I'm carnivore. This is the only way. It's the healthiest way, blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to have at least 100 grams of protein a day and all this stuff, right, that we hear people say. And I just wasn't having success. So then we would try something else. And then we tried the fat fast, and that worked for a while. I think it just kind of sped things up. But then it kind of leveled off. And then, you know, I incorporated some fasting. That definitely helped doing that. I feel like that kind of let my body adjust and heal my gut, because that's my main focus since April. I looked back. Since April has been my gut health. So that started with fasting and kind of cleansing out. And then I started incorporating these fermented foods, especially kefir. And I'm telling y'all, I feel like a huge benefit from it. And I was listening to Donna Schwink, one of her podcasts, and she was talking about how when she was a diabetic, a type 2, she started drinking kefir, and it actually significantly lowered her blood sugar. And then she's had several friends. There's a doctor, I didn't get his name. But anyways, there was different studies that are saying that kefir is excellent for blood sugar control, and that there was it was like gut health gurus, don't quote me, but anyways, they have a Facebook, and they have a YouTube channel, and they were a CGM and noticed whenever they would have kefir, their blood sugar would decrease. And basically what they're saying is all of these probiotics, especially kefir. Kefir is the best probiotic you could eat, because it's got literally billions of bacteria that your body needs. And so it gets in there and it gives the enzymes as well. And other studies have said people that have type 2 diabetes and other autoimmune conditions, that their gut lining is actually very different from a healthy person. And so the hypothesis is, well, people who are metabolically sick are missing these healthy gut bacteria. And so if we start fixing that, such as having kefir, having fermented foods, having yogurt, all these different fermented foods, and the more variety you can get in, the better it is, because you're introducing different bacteria from different ones. Like kombucha has One bacteria, spittle, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, it's like the only bacteria that can't be killed by your stomach acid. So it's a really good probiotic and can't be killed by antibiotics. So if you are someone that, if you get sick and you have to be on an antibiotic, be drinking your kombucha to help keep that good bacteria going, because antibiotics will just kill all the others. So it's just really good as far as all the health benefits that you could get from these probiotic foods. And then, of course, you need prebiotic foods like garlic, like asparagus. Acacia gum is a prebiotic. Chicory root. So if you're someone, I know especially if you're in Louisiana, chicory root coffee is very common. Well, chicory root coffee is a prebiotic, y'all. So there's lots of great prebiotics you could have, and you need those to feed the probiotics. And so there's theories, and other people have researched this as well, that having a good healthy gut will lead to reversing your diabetes. Now, many of us know with keto that really does help, but I know I have talked to other people who have been keto who still struggle with their diabetes or getting their A1C at a lower number. And they feel like, because you feel like, or I would say, you could feel like sometimes you hear everybody say, oh, I did keto, I lost all this weight, I lost 100 pounds. Oh, I did keto, I reversed my diabetes, or this is fixed, and this is fixed. And you feel like you're doing everything possible. And you're like, okay, but my A1C is still 6 or something. Or it's still not dropping to, 5.2. I'm still not dropping weight, which has been my issue. This isn't happening. What's going on? And I felt like sometimes I was a failure, because I'm like, okay, I'm doing all this stuff, but I'm not dropping 100 pounds. 50, but still not 100, not 200, like you hear a lot of other people talk about. And it's like, okay, what am I doing? Because I'm doing everything they say to do. I tracked, I did this, I had a coach. I still have a coach, but I have all these great things going on, and it's just, why am I not dropping it, right? So with that, we kind of find going through things, again, it kind of goes back to, if we focus on health, everything else will come with it. So I just started focusing on gut health. And I know this is still a new thing, especially in the keto community. We don't hear that much about gut health. It is coming out more and more. Hold on. Some spam are calling me. But anyways, we're hearing more and more about, gut health. But I feel like in the fermented world, this has been going on a little bit longer. There's more people talking about it. Dr. William Davis, he's been talking about it as well. Like, we're learning that gut health is the most important thing. And so part of getting to that gut health is incorporating these fermented foods. And part of it, they're hypothesizing, is because fermented foods, because again, some of you have said, oh, gosh, the carb count, the carbs in kimchi or whatever. They're saying it's different because the carbs that are in there are like pre-digested. So when you ferment foods, you introduce bacteria to these foods that basically are eating at those carbs. That's their food. Well, because that's pre-digested, then when you're eating it, it doesn't put that strain on your pancreas, and it doesn't raise your insulin because it's already been pre-digested. It doesn't need all that extra work to break it down. It's already down there. So that's why they're saying that fermented foods, and especially kefir, are great for diabetics because it's not going to spike your insulin, and it's actually going to help lower it. So it's great things to think about. I'm enjoying learning all of this stuff. Let me know, because several of you, which I'm just so thrilled, because I feel like Donna Schweik says, she started talking about this because she wants to help other people as well get healthy. Because, you know, if you're healthy, you're happier, and you could do better, and you could do more, and it's just all overall worth it, right? Than to just live our lives suffering. Nobody wants to do that. So with that said, several of y'all have been eating fermented foods, drinking kefir. I want to know, have you noticed a difference? Comment below. I want to read these. Even if you say, no difference yet, just let me know. I want to hear feedback. Those of you who have consistently been eating fermented foods, and especially if you've been doing kefir, let me know particularly. Yeah, I've been drinking kefir every day. I want to hear about it, and let me know if you've noticed a difference. And if you're someone who wears a CGM, try the kefir and let me know if you see a difference in your CGM. That's just so interesting to me. So I'd love to hear it. Please comment below. I'm just so excited to hear any feedback. So Thursday's lunch, I've got 3 Purnell sausage on a bed of field greens, my pickled ginger, some mayo with turmeric and Redmond smoked salt. And then I've got here kimchi, my kefir cheese, sauerkraut, and my fermented hot pepper relish. And then I've also got an avocado. Thursday night, giving you a little inside scoop. So I am busy making the dinner. So I've been prepping. These are our fillets, or beef fillets. I made a garlic compound butter. That's the dog stuff. But this is just butter and fresh minced garlic. So that's our main course. Gotta wait for her to get out of the way. And then we're gonna have a side of asparagus. So I seasoned it. I added a little bit of my kefir whey instead of lemon juice. So that's another use for kefir whey, is any recipe that calls for lemon juice, sub the whey. So I did that, and some olive oil and Redmond's real salt seasoning, and tossed it all, and then topped with some shaved Parmesan. That'll go in the oven. Get my skillet nice and hot. And then he wants some stuffed mushrooms. And then I've been marinating all afternoon this pork belly in an Asian flair. So we're going to see how that turns out. I'm going to put that in the air fryer. And then I've got a jalapeno that I'm also going to stuff. And then we're going to have a salad. So y'all will see that soon. So here is the finished plate. This is the filet, and that's with that compound butter on top. Here's the Asian pork belly. Little crispy bits on the side. Here's the asparagus, the stuffed mushroom and jalapeno. And then I got my salad over here with some avocado, radicchio, and then those fermented hot pepper relish. And then my own dressing, which I did use the kefir whey in my vinaigrette dressing. And then I'm going to have topo. And then we got the candle lit right here. You know, nothing like skulls bleeding to make it romantic. Let's see. There we go. Romance, I'm saying. Happy Friday. I mean, it's like my favorite day of the week. Not only is this going to be a 3-day weekend for me, but it's the Friday night feast, y'all. I hope y'all watched and attended. If not, go do it. It's so much fun. You know, we always cook something. I'm super excited about tonight's recipe. And then we just like to visit with all of you. So come and visit with us sometime. And we do go for a while, so if you miss the cooking part, you can always come in and just chat with us for a little bit. We'd love that. But of course, I think the cooking is good. And then plus, usually at the very beginning, I make any special announcements. So, if we're doing a giveaway, if we're, doing anything up and coming, channel member announcements, all of that I like to do at the beginning of the live so that we just get that out there right away. Because I know most people tune in at the beginning and they don't always make it till 9 or 10 o'clock at night, right? Which I completely understand that. So I'm just excited. I have my pumpkin spice creamer coffee. So again, using that bulletproof creamer mix, it's really good. So enjoying that this morning, and then just gonna figure out what I'm gonna have for lunch in a little bit. I'm still trying to decide because I got this huge thing of salad mix, because Heath was like, well, we're going to eat salad for 3 days. And I'm like, it doesn't even look like we put a dent in it yet. And I'm like, ugh, I feel like we got too much of that, right? But we'll see. I'm sure he'll be like, no, I'll finish it. We'll see. Bets. Does he finish it? So, yes. And I just want to also say, I am so grateful for all of you, and grateful to our channel members, our subscribers, all of you that come and hit the thumbs up and leave us a comment, hit that bell notification. It really helps our channel. And in fact, if you want to share our channel, that's awesome as well. Because I'm sure there's some people, maybe a couple people who haven't heard of HungryHeath yet. But we really do appreciate y'all so very much. And I know all of us have times when things are really hard. Sometimes it's like, why is life so difficult, right? I wished all of you did have an easy life, a happy life. So if anything I could give you for this week is try to find something positive and have a good week. I want y'all to have a really good week this week, and I hope great things come your way, and you're just so fortunate, and I know great things are going to happen for you this week. And I just think of that because, Renee, our #1 groupie, and we call her that because she has literally been there since the beginning, since we started the channel. And it's just awesome. And she's always posting things. And she made a post, by the time y'all see this, it'll be last week. And it just really touched me that she thinks so highly of us. That I look at things as I try to be a good friend. And sometimes being a good friend means you say things that maybe the other person doesn't like. That's how I view friendship, is I feel like if you really are friends, that it's all not yes friends. Does that make sense? So sometimes if you have a good friend, or at least you think you're good friends, that's kind of how you test it. If you think you're good friends, and sometimes you go and you say, hey, I don't like this, or hey, this upset me, or this hurt me, or, you're acting this way. If they're a good friend, they will listen, and they'll be like, okay, and talk it out. And sometimes you find out, oh, okay, we're not really good friends, because some people, they don't like that. They only want yes people. And I have to say, with Renee and so many of y'all, you really are such great friends to us. And I never thought when we started the channel, or even started keto, I never thought when we started keto that we would make so many great friends. We just try to be who we are and lay it on the line. We speak our mind, and that's not always popular. But y'all, love us, and I just, sometimes I'm astonished because I try really hard to be a good friend, and And then just, when she made the post and talked about, how we were there for her and everything, I felt like, well, of course I would be there for you. That's what you do as a friend. Like, what kind of person would I be if you're going through something difficult and I just ghost out of your life? Like, that's not a friend. And it just really touched my heart that she, said that. And it just was like, wow, I guess I just don't see that I'm any different than anybody else, in the fact that I guess for some people it is different. I don't know. But I'm glad, and I feel like she's done the same for us. Like, because that's what you do with friends, We all have difficult times and hard times in our life. And it is such a blessing when you have friends that you can lean on. And I'm just so thankful that so many of y'all have been there for us and allowed us to do that, when we've had our struggles and things happening, and you've been there for us. So thank you so much for your friendship. It really means the world to us. If we got anything out of having this channel and being in this community, the best gift that we got was having you as a friend. On lunch today, I've got my pronounced sausage with some mayo and seasonings, and then I've got a little side salad that's got my fermented hot peppers, kimchi, and sauerkraut in there. And then on the side, I have there's just a little bit of yogurt left, and I'm going to add in this Element chocolate salt. Saturday dinner, I have a salad that I've got some ginger, kimchi, and there's some sauerkraut and my fermented hot pepper relish. And then on the side here is a new recipe that's coming out. So it's going to go first to our channel members, and then the rest of y'all will get to see it. And then I am drinking topo. And then I just made a salad dressing with the kefir whey, some apple cider vinegar, avocado oil, and some Redmond's real salt and other seasonings. And that's dinner, y'all. Sunday dinner, some omadi today. I've got a spring green mix and radicchio. And then for my fermented foods, I've got that hot pepper relish and some sauerkraut and kimchi. Then I've got an avocado. Here's my pork belly Brussels. And then I'm going to have this pot pie and my water, y'all. So that's dinner. Hey, it's Labor Day. What did y'all do today? Ooh, look at that hair. I've been up for a couple hours. So I am enjoying my first cup of coffee. And I'm using that pumpkin creamer for Bulletproof. Okay, the more I have it, the more I like it, and I might have to order some more because it's like halfway gone. So let me know what you're doing today. Today, I've been pretty active. Does anybody else still do to-do list? Because that's how I do things. So I've already edited our collab video. So our collab video will be coming out. Waiting for my mouse to come up, y'all. All right, let me bring this up. And the dogs are so happy that that I'm basically here on the couch today. Okay, here we go. So we have our collab is coming out on Thursday at 11 a.m. It will be a premiere. And on the premiere, you could just, basically it's kind of like a live. And I'll be in there to chat. So 11 a.m. Central for the premiere. And let's see, today's was Lindy's, which is Paleo Barbie, does keto. So I hope y'all went and watch that. If not, please go back and give it a watch and a comment. And let's see here. I'm looking to see when everyone else is having theirs. Okay, I think Maitreya is going to post hers on Tuesday, so go back and watch Radical Geek. And then, let's see. Okay, and Enjoyment, it'll probably be sometime. Okay, Alan's Awesome Keto World, his is on Wednesday, so that is today. So please go to his channel and give it a watch. And then, let me see if there's anyone else. Okay, and then, so Crafty's was on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central, so please go watch Crafty and Carnivorish. And then I know Keto Simple, I think his might be later on this week. So be on the lookout for his. And just make this really successful, y'all, because if we can make this real successful and all of us really come together, I think it'll really get the community, bring some positivity in the community, and then we could get even more channels involved. So the next one that's coming up, it's a great topic that Enjoyment came up with, so I'm really excited about it. So yes, if you know other channels that you think it would be a great collab for them, either reach out to them or reach out to me and say, hey, reach out to so-and-so and see if they'd be interested, and we'll do that. So please go and do all of the likes, subscribe, comments on everybody's video, and then on ours, it will be listed. Everybody's video lists all the other channels involved. So if y'all could do that, that'd be awesome. Thank y'all. Monday lunch, I made this kind of dip. It's basically some mayo and kefir cheese seasoning, and that's some garlic sauerkraut. I'll mix that all together. And then I've got my fermented hot pepper relish, some kimchi, then I've got ginger over there, then pepperoni, Gruyere, and some ham off the bone. And that's my lunch today. Monday dinner, I've got pork belly Brussels, which you can see a couple tomatoes in there, plus mushrooms and some jalapenos. And then we got some scrambled eggs, and all I did was top it with my kefir cheese. So kefir cheese is also a great substitute for wherever you would use sour cream. Just use the kefir cheese. Then I've got a half an avocado here, and then a little side salad with some of my ferments. I've got fermented garlic and my fermented hot pepper relish. And then I've got some radicchio, and then my salad dressings and vinaigrette that I made also with the kefir whey. So we're good here. Happy Tuesday. It's not an espresso, it's kefir. So I'm having my kefir. I mixed in some turmeric and pumpkin spice seasoning, because why not? And so it is almost 1:30. Gonna have this to break my fast, and then I will have my lunch. And I'll show you all that. And then, yeah, I can't believe it's Tuesday already. Having a holiday always, throws everything off. Does it for anybody else? I keep thinking, oh, it's Monday. And then I'm like, no, it's Tuesday. And then all of a sudden I feel like I'm really busy because I have this. And then I've got to work on the video for release tomorrow for my Warden Report. And then Thursday, we got to go get the dogs food, and just seems like a lot going on. For lunch, I've got my Pernell sausage, some mayo with, thanks to Sharon, this hot sauce. And then I've got my fermented kimchi, some hot pepper relish, kefir cheese, and sauerkraut. Excuse me. And then on this side here, some avocado, and then I've got ginger. Thank y'all so much for watching another week of the Warden Report. I really appreciate it. Tonight, Heath his birthday's this month, so he's getting all these emails from restaurants. So he wants to go to the Buffalo Wild Wings for his free 6 wings, and it's Tuesday, so it's buy one, get one, or get one half off, something like that. So we're going to go there for dinner. Might not get it in this video, but most of you know what Buffalo Wild Wings looks like, right? And then, you know, it's just been a great week. I'm excited to see and read your comments about how fermented foods are helping you every day in our group, HungryHorde Headquarters. Go join. The link's down below in the description. I see people posting about their fermented foods, and either if they're buying them at, you know, a farmer's market or a store, what they're getting, or if they're making it from home. And I am loving it. Like, absolutely loving it. I really feel like fermented foods is kind of that missing tool that we don't really hear about in the keto sphere, and certainly in the carnivore sphere, about prebiotics and probiotics and how to get those in our everyday diet, right? So I'm glad that this is coming to light and more of you are learning about it, and hopefully it's helping you as much as I have heard it helps so many other people. I was on Donna Schwink's Cultured Food Life website, and she has a whole section on people who have gotten helped from eating fermented foods and kefir and all the benefits of it. And I have just amazed by some of the stories on there. So let me know how it's working for you. I could say overall, so when I started eating the fermented foods, which was back in June, I know it was after the cruise. So it might have been towards the end of June. Don't quote me on that. But I know it was after the cruise. I really started focusing on gut health. Since that time, so just going from the cruise to now, so that's been roughly 2 months. Because the cruise, we actually got back like June 12th or something like that. So from that time to now, so a little over 2 months, I guess. July, August. Yeah, a little over 2 months. Anyhow, I have lost 35 pounds. Well, actually a little more, like 38. I don't know. Anyways, we'll just say at least 35 pounds. And I have lost several inches in the places that I measure for my coach. And of course, we don't measure everything, but it's like the main areas, right? And so I'm just absolutely amazed with that. So we never go on about, you know, the weight loss or the inch loss. But right there, it tells me, because for a long time, I've really been stalled out, or my weight I would lose a little, then it would go up and lose. Like, it was like this all the time, right? So I consider that basically a stall, because it's like my body didn't want to lose weight. And I think it's just my gut was so unhealthy. And to me, this is a sign that my body is getting healthy, because it wants to release the weight. And plus, I'm feeling great other than this stupid thing, right? Stupid summer cold. Like, this is awful. But other than that, it really feels like, you know, overall my body is healed, or healing. I wouldn't say healed completely, but it is healing. And it's showing that by dropping the weight, and just by overall feeling much better. And I do feel like, you know, getting good sleep. And I'm staying up on drinking plenty of water. So I'm pretty pleased with it. You know, I've been keto for over 4 years now. And I have definitely had moments that were great and moments that I was like, what is going on? Like, is this like another failed thing? Like, what is happening? And so I have definitely felt that throughout the journey, where it was just like, I felt like I was doing everything to the T, because I'm very much that personality. And when somebody says, okay, this is what you do, it gives me the list. like I will follow that to the T and not waver from it, right? And I did that, especially with carnivore. Like, I did everything the expert said, and it's just, my body did not like that at all. And so it makes you feel like, okay, what's going on? And I don't know, right now, and hopefully, you know, this is, again, still new, you know, just over 2 months. I feel like it's still progress, right? You can't say undeniably this is what did it, but I feel like I'm in the right path. So, and I'm hoping that, you know, just me talking about it, if it's getting you in the right path as well, that means the world to me. I come on here every week just to share what's going on in my life and my random thoughts, and to see other people like listen and decide to try these steps as well. It just really impacts me, and it just is like, wow, I just feel incredible because, like, somebody's listening to me. And then if you tell me that you're having positive results from it, like, that's just going to mean the world to me. No pressure. But it just makes me feel really good. And I'm glad that, you know, some of my randomness out here, some of the things I do and try, has any type of impact on another person. It literally blows my mind. Like, see, did you see it like blow off? That was literally. But it really does blow my mind because, I don't know, I've always been someone, like, I would say stuff and I would swear nobody in the room ever heard me say anything. And the fact that so many of y'all are doing this now, it just, like, I'm just amazed. So thank you. Thank you for even giving this a try. I really do appreciate it. And most of all, I hope that it's helping you as much as it's helped me, and hopefully even more. I hope you're getting even a better benefit. So I'm excited to read your comments. Thank you all so much. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here, and the bell notification so you'll get notified every time we put out anything. I've already started putting out the fermentation videos, so those will start coming out weekly, so be on the lookout for those. And then share the video. If you think this is helpful, any video we put out, you think that there is someone that you are friends or family with that might benefit from it, please share the video. We'd really appreciate that. Plus, it does help the YouTube algorithms when they see that people comment, like, subscribe, and share our videos. It really makes YouTube go, oh, okay, maybe this is a good channel. Maybe we should recommend it to other people. So we really appreciate if you do that. And then please stay tuned to see all of our wonderful channel members. Thank y'all so much for your support. Heads up, this month we will be doing the cook along on the 16th. So I know that's just a little over a week away. I have not sent out the invite yet. I should do that this weekend. So just kind of mark your calendars, September 16th, 6 p.m. And we will do this monthly cook along, and then I'll get the email sent out probably by the 10th. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or leave me a comment, and I'll be here to help with that. Thanks again.